Hello there, thanks for joining me this Tuesday on 7Edition. I'm Shafika Razali and these are your top stories. MACC receives 20 complaints against the judiciary over alleged corruption. Fuel subsidy card for middle-income earners to roll out from March next year. And Indonesian authorities issue warning to citizens as thick haze smothers the country. Good evening. We begin tonight's bulletin with this story. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MECC, has received 20 complaints in regards to bribery involving judges from the Sessions and Magistrates Courts. Its Chief Commissioner Latifah Koya, who revealed this, said the Commission is in the midst of investigating these allegations.
Bila kita dah bersedia untuk membuat remand dan untuk membuka kertas siasatan, kita akan maklumkan secara umum. Tetapi jika kita akan mendakwa, kita akan maklumkan. So I can't give you the details.
Latifah also said some judges have multiple complaints against them and it could also involve others. She revealed that these complaints may also come from people who were upset after losing cases and claimed the judge was biased. So far, the complaints that the MACC have received involved those with rankings of session court judges and below. Police have their own reasons as to why they arrested the individuals suspected of having links to the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam LTTE terrorist group. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said he had been briefed by police on the matter and was satisfied with the reasons given for the arrests.
Dan saya puas hati dengan sebab-sebab itu. Kalau Ramasamy tak puas hati, tak apalah dia kata dia tak puas hatilah. Tapi hakikatnya ialah benda ini berlaku dan ada sebabnya dianya berlaku.
The Premier was commenting on polemic responses by certain quarters on the arrest of the 12 individuals after they were suspected of being involved with the LTTE. All 12 have been detained under the Security Offences Special Measures Act or SOSMA. Tun Dr. Mahathir also defended the police's action to detain the suspects under SOSMA, saying it was used in the absence of other laws that can be applied. Meanwhile, the two DAP elected representatives arrested for their alleged links to the LTTE terror group last week will still serve their term as assemblymen. Election Commission EC Chairman Dato' Azhar Azizan Harun said both assemblymen from Melaka and Negeri Sembilan would only be disqualified if they were found guilty and convicted in court.
Tapi walaupun disabit dan dihukum begitu, tapi kalau dia merayu, tak disqualify lagi. Dia kena proses rayuan pun habis. Baru disqualify. So dia kena ada pengsabitan, conviction. Ya, so ditangkap oleh SOSMA tu bukan ditangkap di bawah SOSMA tu bukan pensabitan mahkamah.
Jadi tempoh penahanan
tak ada.
Dia yang lama takkan menyebabkan.
No, kalau dia kena tahan macam dulu pun kalau dia kena tahan ISA dia kena tahan 5 tahun pun dia tak disqualify because tak ada sabitan.
The two DAP leaders who were among 12 people arrested under SOSMA over alleged links to LTTE are Melaka Exco member G. Saminathan and Seremban Jaya Assemblyman P. Gunasekaran. The fuel subsidy card for Malaysian middle-income earners, the M40 group, will be rolled out from March 2020. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng said the fuel subsidy will be pumped through a special card 95. The card will allow them to enjoy the fuel subsidy at a discount of 30 cents per litre, limited to 100 litres per month for cars or 40 litres per month for motorcycles when buying RON 95 petrol.
M40 itu akan siap sedia pada bulan 3 lah, pada bulan 3 dan itu kita akan gunakan mengikut kad lah. So biar pihak kami kaji itu perkara ini dan tentu bila mekanisme ini semua siap kita akan buat pengumuman.
The Finance Minister has also assured Malaysians that floating the price for RON95, which is currently at a fixed controlled price, would not cause its retail price to spike suddenly. A total of 8 million Malaysians are expected to benefit from the targeted fuel subsidy program. Now, over in Parliament, in a bid to provide targeted petrol subsidy in an effective manner, the government said it would formulate a mechanism to acquire credible data on eligible recipients from the M40 bracket. Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail told the Dewan Rakyat today that his ministry would be discussing the matter with the Finance Ministry and relevant government agencies on the matter.
Tapi M40 kita belum mempunyai data yang kredibel. Maka kita akan minta pendaftaran dibuat, kita akan semak dengan lembaga hasil, kita akan semak dengan JPJ. Bahkan kementerian ini dalam membangunkan data, kita semak dengan bil elektrik TNB. 7.5 juta pembayar bil elektrik. Kalau asyik dia bayar 6 bulan, cuma bil dia RM100, RM120, kita boleh buat andaian mereka ni memang kategori daripada golongan bawahan.
Under Budget 2020, the government has allocated 2.2 billion ringgit for the petrol subsidy scheme, which is targeted to benefit about 8 million vehicle owners. At the Shah Alam Magistrates Court today, UMNO Supreme Council member Datuk Lokman Nur Adam claimed trial to a charge of incitement over a video of a recent road rage incident he uploaded to his YouTube channel. According to the charge sheet, the accused had allegedly uploaded the 7-minute 6-second video between August 12th and 13th, intended to incite others to commit a criminal offence. The 46-year-old was charged under the Penal Code and faces a jail term of up to 2 years, a fine, or both upon conviction. Magistrate Eri Sharima Nur Arifin set bail at 5,000 ringgit with one surety and fixed November 19th for case mention. In the August 10th, the video of the road rage incident went viral, where the victim, 29-year-old Syed Muhammad Daniel, was killed following an altercation with another motorist, 41-year-old Yu Wei Liang, over a minor accident near the Bandar Baru Bangi intersection. University Malaya has lodged a police report against a civil engineering graduate who staged a solo protest calling for the resignation of its Vice-Chancellor, Dato Abdul Rahim Hashim. In a statement, the varsity said it would leave it to the police to investigate the incident and take appropriate action. Student activist Wong Yan Ki displayed a placard on stage after he received his degree scroll on Monday. He was protesting the Vice-Chancellor's recent speech at the Malay Dignity Congress in Shah Alam, saying it was racially charged. A video clip of his protest has since gone viral. said Wong's action was rude and unacceptable, as this was done during an official ceremony, officiated by the varsity's Chancellor Sultan Nazrin Shah. Now, police are hunting down 5 armed men who robbed over 50,000 ringgit from a money changer in Port Dickson, Negeri Sembilan. 3 women who were working at the money changer were threatened with axes and machetes in the incident, but the good news is that nobody was injured. Surveillance footage shows the armed suspects wearing face masks walking right into the supermarket where the money changer is located at 4:30 p.m. 2 of them entered the money changer while 3 stood guard. The pair then smashed the glass panel before breaking open the side door to gain entry. The terrified staff hide under the tables, with one of them raising an alarm. Within just minutes, the men escaped with about 50,000 ringgit from a drawer, as well as some foreign currency. The group of robbers fled in a Toyota Vios, which police found abandoned near a flat in Taman Orchid about an hour later. The car was also believed to have been used in another robbery in Tampoi, Johor.
In other news, a car theft syndicate operating in the Klang Valley was crippled by the police last night with the arrest of 5 suspects in Gotong Jaya, Pahang and Kajang, Selangor. In the operation, 7 cars of various brands, license plates and car theft tools were seized. All 5 suspects who have previous criminal records are now under remand for 3 to 4 days. Police have detained an Indonesian man and seized over 10 kilograms of methamphetamine and Aramin 5 pills valued at more than 500,000 ringgit. The 32-year-old suspect was picked up on Jalan Rock on October 10th and will be in remand until the 16th. This is the biggest seizure involving meth this year in Sarawak and is the largest meth seizure since 2017.
When we return, netizens marvel at rubbish-free floodwaters in Japan. Details next. Welcome back. Indonesian authorities warned citizens of more choking smoke from forest fires on Tuesday as several provinces closed schools due to worsening air quality. The number of hotspots in parts of Sumatra and Borneo Islands has been on the rise over the past week, despite some rain. Footage taken on Monday showed poor visibility along highways in Palembang city, which was covered in haze. According to state news agency Antara, authorities in Palembang, the provincial capital of South Sumatra, closed schools for 3 days from Monday with an extension if conditions did not improve. Indonesia has also deployed thousands of personnel to fight fires, utilizing dozens of aircraft to conduct water bombing and cloud seeding in efforts to trigger rain during the dry season. An El Nino weather pattern this year has intensified annual dry season fires, often caused by slash and burn clearing of forest and bush for farming, including plantations. The number of hotspots in parts of Sumatra and Borneo Islands has been on the rise over the past week, despite some rain. Indonesia's weather agency, in a statement, warned that residents should be on alert for smog. A total of 1,547 hotspots have been detected in 6 provinces, and smoke from the blazes may affect more provinces depending on the wind direction. Now, rescuers in Japan worked into a third day on Tuesday an increasingly desperate search for survivors of a powerful typhoon that killed nearly 70 people and caused widespread destruction. Government officials warned that more rain was expected throughout the day in several parts of the country affected by the typhoon. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in Parliament said there was no plan to slow rescue operations, with around 110,000 police, Coast Guard, firefighters and military troops involved, and searches for the missing are continuing, working around the clock. The Prime Minister's office said so far more than 3,000 people have been rescued in the wake of the disaster, which affected 36 of the country's 47 prefectures. Hagibis slammed into Japan on Saturday night, unleashing fierce winds up to 216 kilometers per hour. But it was the unprecedented rain that caused the most damage, triggering landslide and causing some 200 rivers to burst their banks, inundating many neighborhoods in the storm-hit areas. It was reported that some areas received record amounts of rain, some up to 40% of their annual rain when the country was hit by the typhoon over the weekend. In Nagano Prefecture, some 34,000 households were still without power and 133,000 homes had no water by Tuesday morning. Tens of thousands of people spent Monday night in government shelters, with many unsure when they would be able to return home. The government has pledged to offer financial support to affected regions. However, it did not specify how much aid it would set aside. Reports also revealed extensive damages to houses, businesses, and some of the country's expensive bullet trains. This latest weather calamity will certainly be a multi-billion-dollar disaster for Japan, adding to its list of most costly typhoons since 2018, which included Typhoon Faxai that hit the country just last month, as well as last year's Typhoon Trami and Typhoon Jebi. In the latest move to curb ongoing violence in Hong Kong, a court in the administrative region has granted a ban that would prevent anyone from attacking or damaging areas housing police officers, a common target of protesters. This comes barely 2 weeks after emergency measures were announced to outlaw face masks, and leader Carrie Lam on Tuesday says her government will consider further measures to end the violence. The new ruling came as demonstrators have besieged police headquarters in the Chinese-ruled city, hurling petrol bombs and other objects at buildings and damaging facilities. The injunction, passed on Tuesday, also prohibits the obstruction of roads and bans people from shining laser pens or other flashlights at police facilities. The ban comes shortly after US Senator Josh Hawley claimed that Hong Kong is becoming a police state, to which Lam has strongly denied.
For this particular senator to describe Hong Kong as becoming a police state is totally irresponsible and unfounded. I would challenge every politician to ask themselves if the large extent of violence act and all those petrol bombs and arson and attacks, really deadly attacks on policemen happened in their own country, what would they do?
A day earlier, tens of thousands filled the city's streets again, calling on Washington to push back against China over sliding freedoms. This following the latest violence, which saw a homemade bomb hidden in a bush in Kowloon detonating on Sunday, the first time such a device had been employed. More recently, demonstrators also have brandished bricks and sidewalk paving stones, as well as knives and gasoline bombs against police. Bursa Malaysia ended lower, weighed down by profit-taking in selected heavyweight stocks. The benchmark FBM KLCI slipped 1.36 points to 1,566.23 as optimism wanes over the latest round of the US-China trade negotiations. On to stocks to watch. Kiara Bay UEM Sunrise's new high-rise township project in Kebong via a 50-50 joint venture with Mega Legacy Equity Sendirian Berhad is expected to become a mixed residential and commercial development with an estimated gross development value of 15 billion ringgit over a 15-year period. Beyond that, the company's outlook is expected to remain stable, premised on its unbilled sales of local projects amounting to 947 million ringgit, which will provide earnings visibility for the financial year 2020. Next, Fraser and Neve Holdings Berhad is heading towards vertical integration, a medium-term strategy that is expected to enable new income source from farming, strengthen its value chain, while also improving sustainability of supplies to its existing downstream production. Meanwhile, it's a soothing sight for F&N Beverages Marketing Sendirian Berhad as it finally marked a year-on-year revenue growth after 3 consecutive years of declines. And last but not least, Axis Reeds Managers Berhad is acquiring an industrial office facility in Pelabuhan Tanjung Pelepas, Johor for 65 million ringgit, further strengthening its acquisition growth momentum. Despite the bite-sized acquisition, Kenanga Research rates Axis Reeds as outperformed due to its strong acquisition growth momentum. After the break, condolences pour in for late K-pop star. This and more after the break. And we're back with Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making the rounds in the cyber world today. While all the attention on Typhoon Hagibis has been on the destruction, netizens have been wowed by another side of the disaster. Among them was a Filipino man by the name Ernesto Lera, who took to Facebook to praise Japan for their cleanliness. This was based on photos of the surprisingly clean floodwaters devoid of trash and mud in some of the affected areas. Pictures of a housing estate flooded from the storm saw waters that did not look like the typical murky kind that are usually seen in so many other parts of the world. Instead, they looked pretty clean and there was hardly any rubbish, mud or debris on site floating by. Netizens who were quick to praise Japan and its infrastructure also commented that other countries should learn from its people and always keep their streets and waterways clean. the entertainment world, on Monday, K-pop fans were shocked by the sudden passing of South Korean girl group FX former member and actress Sulli, whose real name Choi Jin-ri. As the sad news on her death broke, her fellow celebrities and friends have come out to express their grief and send their condolences. Among those who expressed their sympathy and condolences was former AOA member Mina, who posted on Instagram a selfie of them together with a caption, "Jin-ri, don't be sick, don't suffer, let's be happy." Actor and television personality Hong Suk-chun also shared on Instagram his last photo with Sulli and a caption apologizing to the late K-pop star for letting her go without saying goodbye. Amber, Sulli's former bandmate in FX, who is currently focusing on her solo career, announced the cancellation of her upcoming activities. The group's former record label SM Entertainment had also issued a statement expressing condolences and their grief over her passing. Sulli's other former bandmates have yet to speak out. However, their Instagram accounts have been flooded with fans' supportive comments. Meanwhile, shocking Instagram live videos from Sulli's account are surfacing, which were posted just 2 days before her death. In the videos, Sulli, who had been a victim of cyberbullying, can be seen trying to smile through her sorrows. Her manager found the 25-year-old celebrity's body at her home in Seongnam, south of Seoul, on Monday. The cause of her death is still under investigation by local police. The K-pop idol first debuted as an actress in 2005. In 2009, she began her K-pop career as a member of the girl group FX and enjoyed success with a number of hit songs. However, she took a year-long hiatus in 2014 after suffering horrific online abuse before leaving the group for good in August 2015. To our viewers, if you are lonely, distressed or having negative thoughts, please call the Befrienders helpline as they offer free and confidential support 24 hours a day via 03 795 68145.